Hey there, boys and girls. Welcome to What the Hell Do I Know? We sit down today with newlywed and Destin's youngest ever mayor, Bobby Wagner. From the stage to City Hall, he's gone from local musician to political trailblazer. We dive into his bold vision for Destin, rooted in revive, reclaim, sustain, and talk growth, sustainability, and keeping that small town soul alive in a rapidly changing world. So, let's give a warm jabroni welcome to the Millennial Mayor, Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, all right.
Man, we got the brains in here today.
What the hell do I know? I'm just JB, middle-aged dad with ADD. Candid combos, jokes so lame, jabronis pulling a poker face. Just a couple of dudes with ADD. What the hell do I know? With JB.
And we are back, baby. I am so glad to have you, Mayor Bobby. It's so good. Do you like Mayor Bobby or Mayor Wagner?
No, Bobby. I would prefer
Bobby?
Bobby,
You just
but
like
Mayor
Bobby.
Bobby is great too.
I was thinking Mr. Wagner. I didn't know what to do.
No.
I've had the opportunity to meet several mayors, and they did not want first name. They wanted mayor.
Oh, no.
Honorable.
Mayor, honorable, yes, distinguished. They wanted all of it. So
Bobby's fine.
Yeah, so you're changing the look of it all. Like, do the work, don't need all the
For
pageantry.
sure. No,
right?
and at the end of the day, I'm just holding a baton. I don't have it forever, so
Come on,
the title's just something I'm holding for the time being.
Man,
I like
it's
it.
so
I like
great.
it.
It's so, I love that. That's so refreshing because you get into there. I had a mayor that we were sanitation, and so we serviced a lot of cities. And that's where I kind of cut my teeth and sold that in 2009, actually. But we had the city of Noonan, which is a pretty big city in Georgia and outside of Atlanta, and I can remember that mayor, and he ended up being really good to me. But I remember one time he called us out on the carpet in a council meeting, and it made the front page of the newspaper.
What were you doing? Did you miss somebody's can that day?
No, it was a price increase issue that he
Yeah.
owed us the price increase. He didn't want to do it. His part of his town wasn't paying. I mean, I felt like we were in the right?
Yeah.
However, he called us out and said we couldn't do it. He basically told everybody in the council meeting to not pay their bill. And I was like, dude, you cannot tell people to not pay their bill.
Oh, my goodness.
And so we were in his office like 2 days later. And honestly, when I met to him face to face, he totally got like, I was like, dude, we are a family in business, and we're trying to figure it out. And like, if you felt I did it wrong, we need to have a conversation. He turned out to be Mayor Brady. He turned out to be great, though. He really was, and he was a long time. He was like 25-year mayor
Of Noonan?
there. Yeah, over time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he backtracked. He went back out to the paper. He did. Honestly,
That's nice.
I have to give him a lot of credit. I saw him years and years later at Reynolds Plantation in Lake Oconee, Georgia, and he was just the most gracious. But I did have to call him Mayor Brady.
Oh, there you go.
It wasn't Bobby. Yeah.
I did have to call him Mayor Brady. But before we get too deep, I do want to welcome you to our Floors.com studio. Floors.com, that's Floor.
Double Z.
Double Z, buddy.
Easy.
Floors is your one-stop shop for your next flooring or wall covering, remodel, or new build. We got
Juice has
t-shirt
got
here. Look,
swag.
Juice has got
You got
swag.
merch,
Come in the
bro.
shop, dude.
baby.
Steal one.
There
Look
it
at you,
is.
swag.
Come here and
got
steal
some-
it.
Yeah, well, actually, they have
got
a
'em for
sign.
free.
They have a sign that says
I think
free,
if you
so,
come in,
yeah.
you can get a shirt.
Stealing it sounds cool.
Yeah.
But again, you can get any floor you want, whatever it is. I mean, tile, fine. Laminate.
I'm an
fine.
LVP guy.
LVP, right?
LVP.
What's the other? Real wood,
Yep,
faux wood, bamboo wood, whatever. I mean, they got it.
I got it.
I don't even know.
First
these types of
responders
floors.
discount.
First, yeah, good call.
right.
5% for first responders.
Yep.
That's exactly
Military,
right. Good call.
yeah. Any government
Military.
idea.
Good call. But now
Any government.
Any
Yeah,
government
any
ID.
government
ID, government ID, 5%
Government ID,
off.
5%.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner, 5%.
Bobby
I
Wagner,
got one of those.
5% off.
Show the card. You
Yeah,
get it.
there's an ID number, I guess you put in, and whatever that ID number is, that gets you your 5%.
Fair enough.
So there it is. Yeah, baby. So, but now it's time to play What the Hell Do I Know with Mayor Bobby Wagner. 7-question, rapid succession, no gotcha questions. You can pass if you need to.
Okay.
And it's
All
okay
right.
to pass. People
It's
do
okay
it all
to
the
pass.
time.
Oh, yeah. No.
We're going to put a clock on. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
All right. Number 1, what's your go-to beach snack?
Beach snack. I would probably have to say very off the wall Gushers.
All right.
Keep it at kindergarten.
I love it. I
Keep it
love
at red Gushers
I know
specifically.
my wife is
I love
loving
it.
that.
That's so good. Number 2, flip-flops or boat shoes?
Neither.
Okay. All right.
bare
all right,
feet.
All right. What song would play every time you walk in the room?
Oh, man. Can I come back?
You can. You can. We'll come back to it. First concert you ever went to?
Oh. I don't think I've been anything impressive.
It's all right. Throw it out there.
Yeah, I would say either Skip or I'd like to go to Skillet.
All right. Yeah, Skillet would be great.
That's on the top of my list to
Skillet
go.
would be great. Favorite local restaurant for a date night? And this could get you in trouble. So if you need to pass, I understand.
No, easy peasy. There's a lot of great ones. I'm going to go with Bitterroot
Ooh, yeah.
with
Bitterroot's
Chef
good.
Chadwick, who's been here 9 years now.
Very good. Very good. Would you rather paddleboard at sunrise or paddleboard at sunset?
I'm going to say Sunrise.
Okay.
Less
Good
boats.
stuff. Good stuff. If Destin had a mascot, what would it be?
I like octopuses, but I think we're kind of in the Marlins / Dolphins, depending on what
I
school
kind of
you're
feel that
at.
way too.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way too. Yeah.
I just think octopuses are probably one of the smartest things in the water. As a diver,
Yeah.
they have been the coolest things to interact with.
Very good, man.
good.
We're gonna come back last week. Coming back, what song would you play every time you walk into a room?
Your
Dang, I
walk-up
feel like
song.
there's,
Like
I
your
feel like
walk-up
there's-
song.
I know there's got to be a really good one that I'm going to think about
Sandman.
tonight.
Yeah.
You
I
only
really
sleep over
want
it.
to be creative here, and I'm
It's just blowing it.
I'm
I
busting
feel like
it.
you could like lose yourself or something like
Yeah,
that.
Eminem.
Like Eminem or
Yeah.
something like that. I feel like that would go well with you. No,
Walk
you're off
hard.
the clock. Great job.
Good
man.
job, Bobby.
man.
Good
Great
job, Bobby.
I was a C
Absolutely.
student, as long as I got a C.
Yeah.
You're doing great. Hey, we've had plenty of people pass on questions because sometimes I do throw a curveball, and I don't mean to. I mean, it's ChatGPT. It's not like
Oh, those are easy. Yeah, I just wanted to
These are easy. Yeah.
wanted to pretend that I was witty on camera for everyone.
That's
We
exactly.
can edit the answers in later. It's fine.
Exactly.
right.
Some post.
Yeah.
Voiceover.
Yeah.
What was? Do you remember there was something that I think it was? I'm thinking about Jerry Maguire. If you've ever seen Jerry
Show Me
Maguire,
Money, yeah.
and he had a bachelor party before he got fired. The night before he got fired, and they took a clips of stuff, and it was like people at NASCAR, and they're like, you know, I'd have to do everything. Like, Jerry Maguire, you know, and they would like love it in.
yeah.
You know? So we'll just get your lips moving, and we'll put
get some
something in there.
B-reel.
Yeah.
Totally different
You
voice.
just gotta like say watermelon.
Yeah,
Over and over and over. And
That's
whatever
you
you
can
want.
hide anything behind the mouthing of watermelon.
Right. That's exactly right. All right, so I'm ready to dive in, man. I know
Awesome.
you are too. I've got so
Yeah.
many great questions for you. I mean, honestly, we always say that we're a $10 podcast, but I feel like we've gotten up to like $25.
I mean,
Yeah.
we got some banger guests lately.
Mayor,
really cool.
Mayor Bobby, you are like, I mean, you're kind of like a superstar in the like local politics world. I mean, 28 years old, you became mayor
Yep.
of Destin, which is a very a city with a rich history. I mean, the luckiest little fishing village, you know,
Yeah.
Destin.
It's not a village anymore.
But it ain't no village. It ain't no village. But I mean, people can trace back time and time again. They can go back and trace back vacations and memories to the. I mean, I can trace back to like my grandparents, you know, coming down and running these waters with them in Destin, Florida. And so
Yeah.
it's how does that like that weight of knowing that you're now the guy to
I'm
make
sure he's been asking
turn the wheel.
No, but honestly, I'm almost 3 years in, and it's still pretty surreal. And now at 31, I don't think the age is as big of a deal.
Right,
as it
no,
was.
it's not.
Now that I'm in my 30s, my life's already halfway over. No.
Just kidding.
No, I remember that transition. I remember being like a programmer, and I knew my stuff. You know, I've been in the industry for years, and I'm like, man, they will not take me serious until I'm 30. But I'm telling everybody what to do. But there's a magic when you get in your 30s. It's like, yeah, all right, fine. Somebody's going to listen to what
Oh,
I do.
I'm
I
a
give
young
you a lot of
adult.
props,
Yeah.
by the way. I give you a lot of props
Yeah,
for being
me
28
too.
and doing that
yeah.
and running it because, quite frankly, it's you and people like you that continue to give an old jabroni like me from the 1900s hope.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Hey, I was born in '94. I'm still.
yeah, you're
I'm born in
1900s too.
91.
Oh, man.
I'm still there, squeezed in there at the last minute.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't even want to tell you when I graduated high school.
Yeah, I try to not bring up age or dates for the most part, but no, Destin's a beautiful place. It's got rich history, and I think the beautiful part is whether you're here with your family or you're trying to start a business, it's a local hometown field. it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
And this place has so much to give and offer. And the reason I'm here is I had a production company, still do, and just seeing how much people give of their time, their dollars, their mission and passion behind so many different great causes here. I didn't have that much money back in the day. Still don't. As a poor politician. But with that, I wanted to find a way.
Pilfers those.
Yeah, you guys.
The village
You
funds.
hadn't learned the. Yeah, no,
I still haven't found the brown paper bag for money yet.
That doesn't happen here.
No, but just seeing how much this community gives, this was my way of trying to give back some time. So
Oh, man,
that's kind of
it's
what
so
jumped me
good.
into this.
By the way, I've heard great things about your production company and what you do. I know I've seen commercials that you shoot around town and things that you do. And I know there's commercials I've seen, didn't even realize it was probably you.
Yeah, probably
my
not.
my hairstylist, Alan Padgett, I got to give him a shout out because we share the same guy doing the same hair. I need to slide back in. I think I've got to probably next week. I'm getting a little. In fact, I had to go to him. I said, "Man, I need you to cut my top a little shorter."
The grays, yeah.
I start to realize when I'm on camera, I was shooting somebody else's pod and they needed me on or whatever, and so I had the angle at a different angle, and my hair was a little longer, and I was like, man, it almost is like I'm covering up a bald spot. I don't have that. Like, Alan,
Man,
I need to start
Alan.
thinking about like camera angles
Look at
on my
this.
hair. You know?
Alan needs to get a hold of this. What is that, Bobby? Walk me through this.
Listen, I was there last week. I just got my hair
just
cut
got
for
it chopped
this.
down. Yeah, there you go.
And other than that, I've been with Alan probably 15 plus years. So quite literally, he knows where every skeleton's buried.
That's right. Yeah, right.
That's right.
He knows,
That's right.
he knows
Off the
your
boat
head,
into the
he knows
deep
your
end.
head, and he knows your life. Yeah,
High school, college, all the
Really?
shenanigans.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I've been with him a long time.
Well, he speaks so highly of you, and everybody that I come in contact speaks highly of you. And again, we're so thankful that you said yes to coming on to this old $10 podcast, and we're just trying to make it better. And in fact, I love it because if you're coming to this Emerald Coast, you're coming to the Destin area. And even if you're coming to, let's say, Miramar Beach or 30A.
They still think it's Destin.
Well,
It's
and
all
here's the other
Destin,
thing.
yeah.
You're kind of like your influence carries through to them. It really
I've seen
does.
a couple gifs and memes about that happening.
Yeah, it does.
Well, funny enough, I saw Walton County Sheriff pulled somebody over in a golf cart on 98. On 98. He knows where I'm going with this.
I see it.
This blew up. I got
I got 1,000 followers that week.
What were you doing, Bobby?
They pulled the golf cart over, and this lady, it's a video of the lady just railing on the sheriff's department for pulling him over and stopping. She's like, I know Mayor Bobby. And he's like, this is Walton County. You know? He's not my mayor.
County line's right there.
Yeah. In front of Grand Boulevard or something, yeah.
That's great.
Which, I mean, there's probably a PSA we should say, don't drive your golf carts on
Guys,
Highway
no,
98.
don't.
Right? I mean, it's
Jesus,
ridiculous.
common sense.
Yeah, sidewalks, highways, it's not
Just-
a vehicle.
it's
I saw
not a
somebody
vehicle.
crossing 98 and on I don't even like to say his
Happens all
name.
the time
I
with the
don't
Commons.
I don't
It
like to
happens all
say
the
his
time
name
right
because
there.
he's a gator and I'm a bulldog.
Oh, okay.
But Danny Warfel Highway.
Yeah. Oh,
somebody
wow.
crossed it on
I see it every day.
Golf cart going on Danny
Dude,
Warfel
every day
to
I
like
see
Bass
it.
Pro Shop. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You
Every day.
You have no protection in that at all.
It
right?
scares me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, I guess, do you guys have your own police department or are you?
No, we subcontract out with the Okaloosa County Sheriffs with Aiden,
Smart.
and we purchase more security on top of that.
Smart,
Yeah.
super smart.
Yeah.
The people that have to run that is like a whole nother headache.
Yeah,
It's
and I
kinda
hear a lot
crazy.
of that as far as we should have our own police department.
Right.
And I can see a lot of positives, but where I'm coming from, at least when I see the numbers, is we're the third or fourth lowest ad valorem tax, your property taxes, in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
411 cities. We
pretty
are,
good.
I'll say 100% and say top 5 lowest ad valorem taxes. And that's because a lot of the stuff that would require people to have pensions and that forever,
yeah.
we don't have those expenses. So
That's beautiful.
that there's a lot of give and take there. I'm almost, gun to my head, I'm probably a libertarian, so less is more.
Yeah.
And let's just, let's unify and not duplicate.
Come on, you speaking my language,
Man, that's
babe.
common
You
sense.
speaking my
Probably
language,
taking
babe.
over there, Bobby.
Less
Man,
government.
common sense.
Yes, please.
And you came from 1994. You said,
Man,
Like,
what is going
crazy.
on?
This
Common
is
sense.
shocking.
Yeah.
So that's so smart though, the way that you're looking at it and trying to save everybody a dollar. That's really smart. So listen, revive, reclaim, sustain became your campaign rally cry.
Yep.
I mean, can you break down how those things?
Yeah. So I grew up here. I wasn't born here. I grew up here. I was from upstate New York, Syracuse. It looks a lot like Alabama, rolling hills and mountains and farms and veal pastures, all that good stuff. Moved down here after my dad retired, and I started middle school in Destin. So, biking around Main Street and the new Publix area. Before Publix came in, it was really worn down. Yeah. Mountain, Main Street, and Morgan's were my 3 M's. When I'm thinking revive, I'm thinking Mountain, Main, and Morgan's. Okay. And really just, dare I say, just put a little extra love into it all. And so I really just wanted to see the next generation of Destin come alive and make sure that we're putting in some good seeds and foundations that we can grow off of. And so that's really where the revive comes from. The reclaim really comes for the access to our waterways, whether it's the bay, the bayou, the Gulf. And we're doing that. We're groundbreaking new beaches. Senator Jay Trumbull just really helped advance this with a new bill that just got passed and signed by by the governor. And so we're really looking to get a lot more beach access for locals, visitors, whoever wants to come to the Gulf, as well as Gulf side and the bay side, and having paddleboard and all that kind of stuff on the back side where it's a little bit more calmer. So that's really where the reclaim is reclaiming that access to nature and then sustainable. That's kind of self-intuitive, but because I'm a tree guy and I call myself an environmental, I'll call myself a conservative tree hugger, if you will.
Okay.
What that means is I care about the environment. I think there's ways to do it, but at the same time, sustainable, it's also in the dollar sense as well. So when you think sustainable, I think of it as, yes, environmental, but also economical when it comes to making sure things aren't just good now, but good into the future.
Well, Mayor, I think all the time, I mean, first off, great answers. I mean, but we live on the coast. It's the Emerald Coast. Mm-hmm. It's these green waters. It's this sugar white sand. And so you do want to sustain that. Yeah. For generations.
I changed my habits. Yeah. I'll take like the plastic that comes off the top of a 6-pack can or something and cut them all up. I don't want a turtle to slide their head through that. Like, will this plastic eventually make it? Or this plastic bag, I see it like going across the bridge and there's a plastic bag that flows out of somebody's truck. I'm like, oh, that sucks. That turtle could eat that and get sick on that thing.
Well,
I never thought about that stuff before, ever. There's
always things that we can do to make our area better. And he's right. It's just got to have common sense behind it. It's an interesting thing because not everybody has common sense.
No, I love that. It's kind of like old school.
The word common's kind of oxymoronic.
Yeah.
For sure.
My number one pet peeve, dude. Yeah. Not having common sense.
Right.
Gotta have common
sense. And you also have like Crab Island that is like right there, which I don't know if you know this, but Juice and his friends kind of put the crab in Crab Island.
Back in the day,
baby.
That's not as crabby as it used to be.
I haven't been going lately. I can attest to that.
It is packed with folks. It is an incredible place to go. I know you want everybody to go to Crab Island and you want people to enjoy their time, but it can also be dangerous.
Be safe there.
Like, what are the things that you see people could do just common sense wise to enjoy their time at Crab Island?
Yeah, so I'm out there a lot. I'm typically now looking like, I guess, an old Britney Spears, kind of covered up, making sure, one, I try to cover myself from the sun.
Yeah.
And now there's also a little bit of incognito approach to it as well.
Sure.
I think, and I'll start with some of my frustrations of Crab Island is, to your point, it's this gem of a location. It's unlike many other places in the world.
Yeah.
It is advertised, but it is the second destination for weddings and bachelorette parties. Capital.
Oh, wow.
We got not Bourbon Street. We got Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Number 1, Crab Island, number 2, which means Destin, Fort Walton Beach area is seeing
an bachelorette capital.
I see it on every car.
It's crazy.
Buy me a drink. It's on the back of that. Like,
that's like
who are you? Who are all these people?
Venmo me a drink.
The bride a drink.
I've never done that either.
No, everybody I know requests money from them.
You're the one loaded.
So I'm going to kind of shoot straight with you on some of the stuff that I'm kind of a little disappointed in. So I don't know why the county tries to shy away from it so much. I guess because there are hooligans out there. Fair enough. But trying to give it away to the federal government and make it a national state park is not good for our local economy.
Agreed.
When you have hundreds of small businesses.
Agreed.
Employing hundreds of employees. A lot of them live in Destin because it's so lucrative and it's such a nice, it's just pure, I would call it almost maybe economy or maybe services of just people want it, so it's out there. And so there's this like dynamic of the county doesn't want it. They want to give it away because they want someone else to bear the negativity. But in doing so, we're going to also give away the economic engine that's behind it, that's supporting so many families.
That's crazy. Zone.
So I'm pushing, and when Congressman Gates was in, we held it off for a year.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping that the new congressman and I can sit down and see why it's important to keep it local.
100%. Well, when has the federal government done anything better than local? To be quite
anything
honest.
that's I just want to say,
I'll wait for the answer.
have they
right?
Exactly.
ever done anything? I don't want to say better, but not better, but better than what private can do, or done it cheaper.
Correct.
Right. No, but local politics is where it's at. If
It
you really
is.
want to
It's all
influence,
local.
if you want to influence your community, it's local politics. Federally, it is so hands off. It is so big. It is such a conglomerate. You are dead on in your thinking.
Yeah, so
spot on.
That's kind of where I come from with it. So I love Crab Island. The safety aspects. Check your props before you turn it on. That's always a big one.
Good call.
If you're going to have a slide, be on the outside where you have some depth. And I would say the last one is just check the tide charts, a.k.a. the in and out.
Yeah.
And we're actually working right now with some scientists to get an actual meter inside the pass. Right now, we use an algorithm of Panama City and Pensacola to create our in and out flow of East Pass, and because of that, sometimes they're off from an hour to 2 hours, which means slack tide's off, which means your currents are different.
You know, when things are turning.
Exactly. So just, I mean, there's very micro stuff, but at the end of the day, it's a safety concern, as well as if you want the emerald water out there, you got to be out there right before high tide.
Good call.
Is the secret.
Key.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of people.
Devices are also big because you're always hearing about somebody like trying to swim out into the. And
Of course, the tides. The tides is the most important thing he's saying. This is the most important.
It's like flushing a toilet through there. Sometimes it'll suck out so fast.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And I'm so glad you brought up toilet because
it is
because we need a dang bathroom out there.
Yeah, we do. We do. No, you're right. We do.
Well, you just do like a barge, I guess, huh? Like a freaking
Exactly. Yeah.
Can
porta
I add one,
potties go
Bobby?
out there.
Yeah.
Let's jump off feet first. I see a lot of kids that jump off head first into 3 feet of water. I see some
super
bad
dangerous
things happen.
Well, that's what he's even saying about the slide. Like,
Just
be on the
feet first.
outside, have deeper water. I mean, you just got to understand. And
People
a lot
don't
of
know how low that is when you go.
A lot of people don't understand that. When you know, and I hate to say this, but when you see like the 1-800 rental pontoon, I'm like, I want to be like 10 boats away.
Oh yeah, you know.
And I want to support that economy. I want to support that business.
It's a big economy, and I know those people that own them really do a lot of training. But if you're coming down here, and again, this episode is going to be watched by a lot of folks that love to come to Destin.
Yeah.
Come, we want you here. Mayor Bobby wants you here.
I want you here.
Come on. We just want you to be safe.
Yeah. So, we want you to return with everyone that you came with.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We hear the horror stories. You know, people come down on vacation and
it's every year.
Well,
somebody
you see
doesn't
them now.
go back.
Everybody's got a phone out. Yeah.
It breaks your heart.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. I would say the last hot topic on that, or a hot take, would be I would like to push for all the rentals to have a local captain on there. I think a lot of the times you just don't know or respect the power of the water, the current of the water, or just the natural traffic of the boats. I think a lot of the craziness would go away. More importantly, you would hire a lot more locals to be captains.
Yeah.
And so you're providing jobs, you're creating safety, and more importantly, a little bit more accountability and a little bit more local knowledge on the water. And just like an Uber, that allows everyone to have fun.
Right.
And
I like that.
By the way, you can
you're not gonna
hire a captain on a lot of these.
Yeah, you
the
can.
tiki
Most
boats.
do.
Yeah.
And I encourage it.
He's
It's
right.
much more-
It's
way
not
more
much
fun.
Well, it's not that much more expensive.
No, a couple
either.
$100
couple
get that
$100
much more
bucks. You
fun.
give the guy a tip, and you're not. You can have fun. You don't have to worry about alcohol.
Yeah, typically
and
what
you're not
happens
going to get pulled over for drunk driving.
An inexperienced boat driver that's sober typically drives them back. That's where a lot of problems happen. What I've
you're
noticed,
exactly right.
Like somebody that drives the boats all the time, they go out there, they'll have fun, but they're not driving the boat back.
Exactly.
It's like
thus sunrise paddleboarding, not
It comes full circle, Bobby. Now we get it.
It's calmer too.
Everybody out in the morning sober.
So it
should be. It should be.
We said this before, and we've thrown up your tagline by now, your Instagram handle, but it's Millennial Mayor, which I love that Instagram handle. But it says you were Destin's youngest mayor at 28. But you've been part of the community since like middle school? Is
Yeah,
that right?
12. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So how has growing up here shaped your vision for the future of Destin?
Yeah, so kind of funny enough, and I didn't know her that well back then, but even our parks director, Lisa Firth, right now, I was working with her when I was at Little League, 12-year-old All-Stars. Next
Come
year
on.
after I left, I was like, man, I would love a job. So I started chalking the fields and running the concession stand.
Come on.
And so, I've always just been around it and just watching the community grow. And service is just something that I was like modeled from my parents after. So it was nothing new to me to just get out there and raise your hand and volunteer and try to make something a little bit better than you found it. And so over the years, I've always just had an entrepreneurial spirit that I give credit to my grandmother for.
That's what I was going to say. Like, where does this come from? Yeah,
My grandma's 80 plus, and she travels the world by herself still. She got into making reefs and started a new online business a couple years ago. So
yes.
I would like to think that
At 80?
At 80 plus, like, I'm going to start an
That
online.
gets me
I'm going to start an online business,
Yes.
like floors.com.
Yeah. Does she have like a big phone with all the buttons and stuff, or is she going iPhone?
No.
She's bought into digital.
Oh no! I mean, I remember like sitting on her lap.
So cool.
TMI, granted, little kid.
Yeah.
Running around naked.
Yeah.
I was on her lap naked, learning how to do a computer. Like she was always the techie
That's
one.
awesome.
So
That is
she,
so cool.
She was a realtor before that. And so I think she's always just kind of leaned into the advantages of a small business owner.
I love
She's kinda
starting a
giving me
business
hope.
at 80.
She's
Yeah.
kind of
That
giving me
is
hope.
awesome. That's awesome.
hilarious.
Some of your coolest ideas may come later.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
We need to plug that website.
You know what?
Just start it.
Let's start with
Just start
Destin
it.
Reefs, or just DM me and I'll find the link by the end.
DM them. That's exactly right. So you've worn a lot of hats, right? Musician, entrepreneur, nonprofit director, and now mayor. How does that diverse background influence your approach to leading?
I think the interesting part is they're all similar. I guess leading is more of a style than anything. Everyone thinks of a leader and what that may look like, but my tagline, if I ever email you, is leading with love. And so regardless of the what, that's always been the why or the how, and that's through love. I think, at least in this position, I knocked on 1,000 doors with then my girlfriend, fiance, now wife, and really we just had one idea in mind, and that was, we might not know the answer, but people just want to be loved, heard, and understood. And so that's what my promise is. I cannot promise anything else but that.
I kind of want you to say that
That's
again, though,
Yep.
because that was so good.
Loved, heard, and understood.
That's a sermon for Sunday right
People
there.
people are coming at me with 1,000 different ideas or topics or concerns or trash cans or whatever that may be. The reality is, sometimes we can help. Most of the time, there is an option, but all the time, I see the aggression, the loud volume, the word choice perhaps disappear the second I actually get one-on-one with them and they felt heard. And just like that, the problem still may be there because government unfortunately doesn't move that fast. But instantly the frustration's gone or the breath is there and people kind of take a moment and they're not so, dare I say, hostile.
I get
Right.
But so that's always been my promise is like, listen, I'm new. I'm learning on the job daily. 3 years in, still drinking out of a fire hose, but figuring it out. Yeah. But what I can promise anyone is, I'm going to respond back to you. I'm going to go one-on-one with you. And if I don't have the answer, I'm going to find it. And if that isn't the issue, you're at least going to be felt, heard, and understood.
That's so great.
That's great, Bobby.
I mean,
That's a good
that
campaign.
approach-
That's a real good campaign.
That approach right there is how I hope we can all attack life, whether you're the mayor of Destin, Florida, or you are, a manager in your retail store, or if you're a college student.
Yeah.
Right?
But
People
that's really
around
good.
you
People
want to be
just want to
loved.
be heard.
Yeah.
They want to be
Yeah.
loved and heard.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's true.
So good. So the East Pass, it is more than just a kind of a local landmark, right?
Yeah.
It is the throughway for us to go in and out boats. I mean, it's the luckiest little fishing village for a reason. Juice told me part of the reason is we're the closest to the continental shelf.
Nice. There's
anywhere
one.
else.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's another history
Come
fact.
on, give it to us.
All right, so there's one.
Yeah.
Is we're the closest to all fisheries.
Yep.
The second one is, I believe, let's just call it the 50s. Put a big asterisk up there.
Yeah.
50s
It's
ish.
just a $10 podcast.
There was a governor that came through the state of Florida campaigning for re-election, and he came here, and Salty Brunson was one of the early day headboat captains that took people out. And evidently, he did not take no for an answer to anyone, even the governor when he came. So they're kind of over there where that "Welcome to Destin" iconic sign is.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Get on my boat. I'll have you a fish in 10 minutes."
Nice.
He's like, no, I gotta go. Like, we're on a tight. And he's like, 10 minutes. Goes out there, catches a big fish, brings it back, 30-pounder.
Wow.
I think it was maybe. I'm not gonna say a name because then I'm gonna get corrected.
Yeah.
A nice fish.
Yeah.
It comes back, and so all the paparazzi are there because it's the governor.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he goes. The reporter says something along the lines of like, "How is this possible?" And the governor, being witty at the time, says, "Well, what do you expect from the world's luckiest fishing village?"
Yeah.
There we go.
Baby.
Yeah. So
Yes.
there's geographical and logistical, and then there's this beautiful PR piece from an old past governor coming through the town when we had a wooden bridge, I believe.
Yeah, right. And that
Yeah.
is so cool. And the pictures of that, and I just love that tagline. I also heard that we have like more fishing boats per capita than anywhere else in Florida.
World's
Is that right?
largest
Fleet.
private
fishing
charter
Industry,
fleet.
right?
Fleet. Yeah. So individuals who own a boat that do it commercially,
Yeah.
largest in the world.
In the world.
There's a lot of boats out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I love when they bless
And
the
that's all in
fleet.
that's all in
so
the harbor,
cool.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's all there. They're
Yeah, so that's the
crushing it.
fishing fleet. Yeah, the
Right.
Destin fishing fleet has their own dock
That's
and
amazing.
own co-op.
Well,
yeah.
what is your vision on kind of preserving? Because I've
Yeah.
seen you putting some stuff out here recently about East Pass. So
Yeah.
What's your vision there on that?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, there's a couple ways I would like to attack this. At the end of the day, traffic is everyone's number one issue. So with that being the bedrock, how can we bring more people to the harbor without perhaps bringing them by vehicle, by land? And so one of the opportunities, after talking to none other than our local business operators, the Galati Yachts, Legendary
Yeah.
Marina, some of them, Galati's actually started here.
Joe's a great dude.
Oh yeah, now he's in
we had
Texas.
Maria on earlier.
Oh, I love Maria is. I think she was a grade below me, maybe.
Okay,
growing
come
up.
on,
Yeah,
come
so
on, yeah.
we're all coming up, and so talking to them gave me the idea of like, listen, they're in these areas where they cater to what are called loopers. Luxury boats, sailboats, yachters, catamarans
Oh, yeah.
that go around the Gulf and then into the Caribbeans. Well, there is a complete dead spot in the Panhandle.
There is.
There's
There is.
clear water,
Yep.
nothing around the Big Bend,
Yep.
nothing here. You could kind of count Orange Beach, Alabama, but that's really for when there's concerts. There's a place to kind of dock up for
It's
the
tough.
concert.
It's tough. I've
But
been there.
there's not a mooring
I
field.
bought like nine. I bought and sold 9 boats with Galati.
Okay,
so,
nice.
So I know about Orange Beach, and
Yeah.
then the loopers. Some of them, what they'll do is they'll go up through the Northeast, and they kind of go through like the Great Lakes, and
Yeah.
cut down, and then
Yeah.
come down the Mississippi. And so, and it's this loop that they do of like the East Coast in a boat.
Nice.
And when they come through here, they don't. I mean, Sam
where do you-
Destin, maybe you can get over there, but that's hard.
And again, that's
It's
30
not
more
great.
minutes.
It's
Again, getting
into
back
the
to what
day.
makes us
Yes.
lucky. We are
Yes.
right
You're into
there.
the East
access.
Pass, 100%,
So
yeah.
that's one of the many things. I'm a diver. We dive and pick up a lot of trash, not just on the beach, but also underwater with some divers. So trying to get oysters in there. Our harbor pump, that's a multi-million-dollar facility. You know, at the end of the day, you can't beat just good old human ingenuity, but we can lean on a little bit of Mother Nature and some of her natural ways to clean the harbor for pennies on the thousands of dollars to keep it lightly. And that's an oyster. Our harbor pump pumps out 57 million gallons a day if we had it just full blast 24
Wow.
hours. An oyster can do 50 gallons in a day.
wow.
I don't know if we could fit 1 million oysters out there, but dang, it just sounds good for a PR stunt.
Yeah.
1 million oysters, 50 gallons a day is 50 million gallons a day, which is right there next to the pump.
Wow.
So if we could put 1 million oysters, again, asterisks, all
Yeah.
these are fun, crazy ideas. Dial me back.
Gotta
This is
start
just
somewhere.
Figure out
Yeah,
where
just
we're at.
like
You got to
anywhere.
start somewhere. You got to have
Yeah.
a plan or a
Yeah.
dream.
But why
or a
would they
thought.
work?
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Oh, they'll work regardless. I just
the
don't know if we can have
temperature-
1 million out there. I don't know if we have enough space.
Where would
for a
you
million.
put them?
So underneath docks,
Okay,
there's
makes sense.
these little,
Okay.
they're called pages, I guess.
Okay.
And so there's cages for them, there's strings for them. They naturally grow on the side.
Yeah.
So really, it's taking what CBA, Choctawhatchee Basin Alliance, a nonprofit in the area, they go around and collect your oysters from Boathouse and all the places that you eat oysters at.
Okay.
And they take them, dry them, and then refurbish them back into the wild, whether that's in a living shoreline or in this case something what we're doing. You put them all there, you throw the oysters back out,
Right.
and then the spat
They're
goes
putting
back out.
50 million. What is this? What does this do? 50 million water. I mean,
50 million gallons of
Gallons
water.
of water.
It filters the water.
filters the water.
It's
And
just a
makes it
natural
continue
filter.
to be clean,
Yeah.
green Emerald Coast.
Exactly, and the best part is you put them in once and you leave them and forget them because it's
Yeah, right.
It's the environment.
That's
it's not a
right.
part that's going to break. It's not a contraption that's going to need
I tell you
renewal and replacement every 5 years.
I always feel like it's going to be like ingenuity. It's going to be science. We're going to science out this global warming.
Yeah.
Right? I read something the other day where it's this plastic that somebody's
The micro?
created that like eats carbon dioxide or
Ooh,
whatever, and you
nice.
put it in buildings, and it'll just like kind of eat carbon dioxide, put out oxygen. And it's a there's
Yeah.
all kinds of things we're doing, and science is the sciencing.
It's doing that science
I'm just a
thing.
$10 podcast,
Whatever
man.
science does, it's doing it.
Check me, boo. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know when I go up in the harbor, say we have some friends and we just take the pontoon. Sometimes it gets darker up in the harbor when you go up towards like Louisiana up there.
Yep.
But then sometimes it's ultra clear, and you can say, well, they just kind of flushed it.
Yep, and that's
that
the
what
harbor
you're
pump.
referring-
Yeah, so a little bit of history too, because I'm a big history nerd, band nerd. If you
Love
haven't,
it.
I'll keep going back to my history. Where that harbor pump is, where Louisiana Lanyap is, and there's that open space. If you look over there and you see the harbor pump, that was the original opening for the harbor. East Pass, that whole
was
pass,
it.
Yes.
that was man-made.
Oh wow!
That's a
why-
man-made-
And that's
But
how
that's
the
why we
boats
keep
came
having to
into the
drip.
bay.
That
right
was
there.
and it was a hidden pass. So from out there, from piracy and all these other
Right.
things,
Wow.
you only knew about it if you had the map.
Right, you
because
had to
there
go
was-
in and out, right? You had to like
'cause
swing
it
in.
was a diagonal entrance. So
That
from
makes
out
sense.
there, it looked like land to land.
Yeah.
So it was this beautiful back door, not just back door to Choctawhatchee Bay, but actually a back door to Pensacola, which was a fort.
Right.
Back in the day, which
Right.
is where Fort Walton comes from. That was the roadblock to stop and protect Pensacola from the Union.
You sure you weren't born here? You sure you weren't born
go
here?
history. I don't want to go history.
I
too nerdy
love
on you.
history.
I love it.
Love
I say
it.
all that to say, back to the harbor. The harbor pump's there now because that was where Mother Nature put the mouth of it. When it's on, it's beautiful Emerald Coast water because
Yeah.
we're pumping it from 5 to I think 500 feet out,
Okay.
and there's just a tube that brings it in,
It's incredible when it's.
and then it just pushes it all forward.
Like, why is this so clear
That's
now?
yeah, it's the
amazing.
Gulf at
I
that
did not
point.
know this.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, do you have anything else planned for like the harbor? Is there anything going on? I know there's like some marina or something that happened, and we're not sure what's going on there. And
Yeah,
That's a big build, by the way. Those that don't know,
Yeah.
the Norya Point area.
that Noriega Point's cool.
It
Yeah.
is cool, but there's a big.
I take my boat there a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad we got the fence back for 4th of July and we got
Yeah.
all that squared away. Yeah, that was $10+ million from BP oil spill that put that
Okay.
out. So all
Okay.
that infrastructure we put in 200,000, maybe 210. And the federal, or I guess the state government through BP oil spill put in over 10 million. So we less than 1% came from our taxpayer dollars to nourish, replace, and that was
Very
3 phases
cool.
of that.
It's become really cool.
It's become
really
huge.
neat. Yeah.
yeah.
It's a solid spot,
Yeah.
sweet spot.
And once that's done, that crew will then go over to Joe's Bayou, the bay side, back
Yeah,
to the
I know
Revive.
Joe's, yeah.
And that's going to get another $12 million upgrade for both the boat ramp for efficiency as well as a brand new open park and access for the bay.
very good.
Yeah,
and
it's a
it's
good
dog
spot,
friendly.
yeah.
Very
There you go.
good.
Dog friendly
Very
bay.
good.
They're going to dredge that out too, like right through there?
Back there, no. I think however
It's
they
pretty
got
deep.
it.
Joe's
Yeah.
Bayou's
it's pretty
pretty
good.
deep.
Yeah.
It's not
Now
bad
we do
at
have
all.
a dredge project ready for the mouth of the harbor because that's starting to.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
you know,
Pretty
and,
close.
but being this man's man-made, that makes sense that it does
Yeah.
that from
Yeah.
time to
Closes
time. I mean,
off,
when I
yeah.
had my boat, we'd have to zigzag. There were times I've had to zigzag out to get out the harbor.
Yeah.
You know,
It's supposed to be here, but
Well,
that
but then
sand will
you-
shift underwater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
then you
Yeah.
learn that the sand just kind of comes in, and there was a point in time we would go outside, like you would go outside the markers because it was deeper outside the markers.
Yeah,
you go out.
no kidding.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotten better for sure. We're going to take a real quick break, and we will be right back. All right, man. I just want to talk to you a little bit right now about my good friends over at TruNorth Pest Control. I mean, that's TruNorthPest.com. You got to check them out because they going to get rid of every critter that comes into your yard. You got mosquitoes, they get rid of them. You got termites. Oh, we got the flying kind. They can take care of them too. The TruNorth Pest Control, they are your superheroes. I mean, Brandon, where are they at? Aren't they around here?
Emerald Coast for sure, because they get rid of my stuff. But they're all over. If I only know the Emerald Coast, and
they're in Georgia.
They're Georgia, all of Florida. You can go to Orlando. They're there.
That's right.
I'm talking about these beautiful palmetto bugs. Such a beautiful name. They sound so beautiful if you're from up north like me. Palmetto bug. It is the largest flying cockroach you can ever imagine from like the Jurassic period.
That's right.
They have them. So call TruNorth, get rid of them dudes.
Yeah, don't sleep on this.
I heard that Decimera is going to release a bunch of them into the wild to help the population.
I think there's already enough out there.
I got 8 chickens, so that sounds like free food for them.
Yeah. Your chickens would take care of those.
Oh, yeah.
So, hey, listen. Make sure.
You live in Destin with chickens is awesome.
Make sure that you give TruNorth a chance.
Man.
Then tell them the jabronis sent you. They'll take care of you. All right, now let's get back to the show.
To the show.
Let's get back to it. So I had a follow-up question about.
Here comes trouble.
I don't know. We might have to just cut this. I don't want to get you guys sued.
Hey, don't get
Yeah,
it.
let's
Just
just
pass. You know what? That's the best thing to do.
Yeah, I would
We
say
won't even ask about it.
Oh, here comes trouble.
Yet,
Yeah,
but
we're
this on-
definitely passing there. We're
Is
just
this on
$10.
Norya Point, though?
We're
Is it
$10
where-
podcast. We don't get sued.
next to Norya Point.
Okay, gotcha.
We don't have a lawyer fund yet. Wait till we get bigger and get a lawyer fund. We can have some hot takes.
Yeah. For all of our sakes, please don't put that in there.
There you go.
So I need to cut the whole thing out.
It might be best, literally.
Right after TruNorth. Yeah.
There's people that I don't even fathom that level of influence, and
That's great.
I've got their attention.
Yeah, I got you. So moving right along.
TruNorth Pest Control.
So sustainability isn't always sexy in politics, right? It's not. You've talked about it, but you've made it central to what you're doing. What does a sustainable Destin look like to you, and how are you rallying the community behind you?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day,
talked a little bit about it. But
yeah, I would say sustainability means locals first, and I'm going to start there because if we aren't happy, then we can't help others, just like anything else. We got to make sure that they feel comfortable, confident, and whatever they are doing with their life or family, that they're taken care of. Because if they felt taken care of, then the nice gestures come, the Southern charm comes out, the ability to give to others resonates with others. So I would say sustainability to me makes sure that means that we are going to be doing things that are local focused, so that their kids and the next generation coming in can benefit from those projects that we're talking about now. There's short-term projects that sound great now, but come with long-term expenses and crippling expenses or renewals and replacement cost. So a project up front, to me, is a win when it's not just a win for us locals now, but a win for the next generation of locals coming in.
I like that.
Very good. I love that.
My kiddos.
I love that.
They're going to be here for a long time.
Well, and now, you start to get up in age like us old jabronis. You start to really think about, the word legacy feels too big, but this podcast was kind of done that way. I thought, I've done some things in business and come across really great people like yourself. And I thought, man, I want to pass down whatever knowledge I have left to that next generation. Like whatever I can give them. And I thought I was going to give it to like my 3. I thought, my 3 will listen if they do. Yeah. And maybe they'd listen from other people I bring onto the podcast because, I'm just, their old dad, Yeah. But it is that you start to think about legacy and like that next. And I love that you're already thinking about that now because that is so advanced, thinking.
The government's good at passing the buck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is. The next generation will take care of it.
What do you think? Why do you think that you have this? It's a healthy outlook in my humble opinion. I mean, I get there's other people that won't have that, but this healthy outlook about government and this realistic outlook. Why do you think you have that? Where does that come from?
I would say, like we talked about, I'm supposed to be a band director at Fort Walton Beach High School at this point, if you ask me, when I was graduating high school. And I still love my music. And what has evolved over time is just seeing how many people have helped me along my way, whether that was starting my first invention or starting my first business. Even Mike Anderson, who's kind of all over this place right now. He was on one of my very first B&I networking groups back in the day, 10 years ago when I started my company. So there's so many local, whether they are leaders now or I'm just have always viewed them as leaders in my head as a young entrepreneur back then, that so many people have taken me under their wing and given me more time and knowledge than they really needed to. There was no benefit for them.
Right.
That I just really wanted to give it back. And to your point on that, I was saying 2015, maybe 2016 in the fall, I had a car crash on Highway 98, got ejected out of the car, and really changed my life around. It was still my high school car. My third grandma, aka my neighbor, Brenda, she gave it to me for basically nothing. The only caveat was that I had a little guardian angel lapel thing that you put on your visor.
I bought all my kids have that.
Yeah, so don't drive faster than your angel can fly.
It's a saint.
I like that. I like that.
There's a saint in the church that is like the saint of protection. I can't think. My wife would know it. So we have that you slide on.
Yeah, so I had one of those, and that was my promise to her of basically getting this basically free car. That was the deal.
Yeah.
I had gone through high school, college, came back, started the company, and so that day I put the windows down. I just got done eating dinner with my parents and was driving home for the day, and I was living in Santa Rosa at the time, so I was going taking a left out on 98 at a non-light intersection, so at a red stop sign, and so I just had a bad blind spot and got in a T-bone and got ejected out of the plane. But the craziest part was I had forgotten that little clip was there, and so I was leaving my parents. It was 7 p.m. summer, so, sunset's coming. And so I put my visor down like I did probably 3-4 times a day, every day, and it fell in my lap, which is crazy.
Wow.
And I still get a little bit of, choked up a little bit on that. But the reality of, it took a minute there, paused. I was like, oh, kind of forgot about her, grandma, all that kind of stuff. So I put it back up, and 5 minutes later, I get in this car wreck that I got told by the people that saw it, the first responders, the firemen, the medics, that I shouldn't be here. The CAT scan said I had a hairline fracture on my C2.
Wow.
So best case, I should have been paralyzed from the neck down. Worst case, I should have been gone. And I just have like this little tiny 2-inch, 1-inch scar that I had. So flip-flops, T-shirt, and that's really when I went from a couple years in of growing a business for the sake of entrepreneurship and money to getting back in it. I was probably 3 months out. Really took some time for reflection, and you hear a lot of books, and I'm a big Audible reader. I do a lot of self-improvement, self-help, whatever you want to call it, kind of stuff.
Healthy.
And I've heard several people kind of say, you should really do the coffin exercise or the funeral exercise where, all right, you're passed away and you got a family member, a coworker, and I don't know, I'm not smart enough to tell you the third one, but a third aspect or pillar of your life. What do they say at your eulogy? And then work back from there. What would you need to do for those people to say that? And I never had done that experiment, one, because it's kind of death creeps me out a little bit. But that really made me stare it right in the face and figure out, if this was it, giving myself grace that I was 23, 24 at the time, what would have my life amounted to? Who would I have helped? What would I have done? And so from that point on, I really wanted to make sure that, you had to make sure that the business stayed afloat. But other than that, every minute, second, dollar that I had above sustainability of my own economics has gone back into the community that's, again, been there, mentored me, and given me everything that I know today.
That's awesome. Well, you've also had to have some great parents, too, because you don't turn out the way you did without somebody influencing you. And I love how you've given so much credit to it, because it's something I want young people to hear. And hearing that is fine. We say it all the time. We say this all the time, that you should have mentors. You should have mentors in your life. You should, if you're 20 to 24 years old or so, look at your parents' friends and say, who are they and who do I like? Because I know you don't want to talk to your parents. I get it all, but like, who could I go and get a coffee with? Who could I go and get lunch with? It's so important. And we're looking at Mayor Bobby that basically leveraged every experience he could to make his life the best it can possibly be. And that's so smart to do. And so I give you a lot of kudos to that. There's not a lot of people that do, but the ones that do, the ones that do, boo-boo.
And it's beautiful because I always was intimidated for the successful people. But the reality is if they're successful, you know, not everyone is going to be a good person, but I feel like the majority of good people are successful. And because of that, because they have influence and because they have a circle around them. So the reality is most people that are making it are probably decent folks that would be more than willing to give 30 minutes of their time.
Agree.
Yeah.
And the only other thing that I've learned through that, because I've asked people that were too far advanced from me, and they don't help me as much because they're too far down the road. So the idea of mentorship doesn't mean you need to go out there and chase Jeff Bezos around for a coffee.
100%.
Like,
No. That's a good call.
A chapter ahead is all you need. And thus, because of that, think of yourself as a mentor and who can you help who's a chapter behind you.
You're right.
So good.
You're right. By the way, we just had a really great band director on a few episodes.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it was my good friend Will Turpin with Collective Soul.
The band.
So, yeah.
They got new stuff coming out.
They were the number one. They just hit like the number one documentary in Amazon. Their 30-year story, and they're coming down here in October and playing at Seascapes. You know.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're gonna get them all down there. Then he was in Bend, Oregon.
Ooh, beautiful.
But he went
Live
to
Nation.
FSU. He went to FSU.
Yeah.
School of Music. He was big music guy.
Yeah.
Well, this will be
So he loved it.
based on the music and him coming down. We're starting our very last thing on the harbor, full circle with all of this. We're going to be doing our first singer-songwriter festival at the harbor this year.
Come on.
No one knows about it. This is actually me saying it first time.
Oh, breaking news
This is
again.
a what the hell do I know exclusive.
We got
Getting good at getting these. Yeah.
The lawyers won't come after me, but maybe some of the internal logistical people might. But
Well, you got a
They're
couple
not
weeks to
as
figure it
scary
out.
as
Yeah. You got a couple weeks to figure it out.
yeah, exactly. By the time this drops, we'll definitely have it out
So
there.
what's
but,
this going to look like?
So we are partnering up with some military folks, and so we're bringing Nashville to the harbor of Destin.
Come on.
Coupling that with a nonprofit for the military, and there you go. We just got military coming down, nonprofits coming in to support them, and we're really just looking at local songwriters and a couple B celebrities from Nashville to come in.
Where's the venue's going to be?
On the harbor.
So just
That's awesome.
kind of like when the seafood
Yep.
festival,
Yeah.
like everything's out there.
And then
Exactly,
You
so-
bring your boat. Probably hear this.
Exactly, with those
Yes.
new transient slips that we confirmed were for the
Come on.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on,
that's
man.
another
Come on,
one,
man.
too.
Don't jab back at
Come
him.
on, man. Come on,
He'll
man.
sue me for that, but that's okay. if you make everyone happy, you're not doing anything.
No, you are correct.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what?
great.
That's a true
Yeah,
statement.
so I would say the farther side, if you guys know the Electric Cowboy back in the day, that old vacant building,
Yeah.
that gravel area is going to be main
yeah.
stage, and then kind of broadening out from there, you're going to have acts throughout the day that are going to be local.
That's great.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
That'd be
going to
fun.
be
Yeah.
awesome. Well,
Really
when
good.
and I'll text you when Collective Soul's down. We'll we'll connect with.
Yeah.
I'll connect with you and get you come on out with us. That'd be fun. But by the way, I had a friend tell me, because I let it sneak out that
You have a friend.
I have friends, and I say, hey, I'm interviewing so and so, and I said, hey, I'm interviewing Mayor Bobby Wagner. I said, oh, he's my mayor. He said, he's my mayor. He said, could you ask him some questions?
Oh,
I said,
boy.
all right,
Uh-oh.
all right.
Let's get it.
From
All
the
right.
people.
Yeah.
I said, from the people. He was actually good. He was so impressed with you. In fact, this particular cat said that he was friends with your opponent that you ran against.
Yeah.
But he said, I still voted for Bobby.
That's a hell of a compliment.
Who is it? What's his
I
name?
am not naming names. I am not
no, I
naming
wanna
names.
know.
I am not naming names.
Oh, man.
So I am protecting. Yeah, I don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
Get unfriended?
Turf.
I don't want to get
That's the
unfriended.
title of this pod, dude. I don't want to get sued.
I don't want to get sued.
I didn't mean to make it so legalese.
That's so good. But that is so good. At any rate, he actually had I thought a really good. He said when you're interviewing him, he said, ask him how does he do so well with social media and yet he's so busy, because you are. In fact, I want to, Danielle, do you have that one clip? I want to play this and we can then give you a chance to think about it. But
Wrapping up, we are now in the process of the PD&E study, basically the study for the bridge.
Technical difficulties here.
Wrapping up, we are now in the process of the PD&E study, basically the study for the bridge, and that's going to be moving forward. We were up at Tallahassee 2 weeks ago in the governor's office, and a lot of the people behind me here have great influence, so this is the great part of a team, is we can all kind of pull our influence from different directions, and my vision for this bridge is to make it a landing destination. Right now, the current bridge would be categorized as a level 1 utility bridge, which basically means it functions. This is the heart of Destin. This is the commerce area, this Destin harbor, and this is the landing page. This is what everyone sees when they come.
All right, that's good. Now we'll take it down.
I look official in that one.
Yeah,
this is what I look like.
Very mayoral.
I know. It's the only time I wear a suit.
He told me, he said he does so well in social media, and I know the guy is so busy.
Yeah.
Like, how do you stay on top of it? First off, we're going. Well, I say second off, we're going to come back. I want to answer. I want you to tell me what you're talking about there.
That's part of the harbor.
I do want you to tell me a little bit.
That's the second part.
I wanted you to tell me a little bit about what you're talking about there. But then, I mean, how do you keep up with all that?
Yeah. So I think it's Tim Ferriss, but blocking. You know, it's easy to get notifications all day long. I keep everything muted. If you don't have my cell phone number, I'm sorry, you're going to go into a block response. And that doesn't mean you're going to get a canned response. That just means that I have an hour for emails and I have an hour for social media, and I just get after
Cram
it.
it out.
Yeah, so it's really just blocking it together, because other than that, I'd just be constantly commenting, replying, and it just gets too much. So it's a lot. My other secret is ChatGPT. It's not, but I'm going to say, and I'll look at you guys in the eye and say this: you're not getting a chat response. Chat now knows my policies, our current code, and everything that government is at this local level. And then when you guys have a question, I run it through there to make sure that I'm not giving you BS or a false response that isn't true. So I get chat to help me give my bullet points correct, and then through there I draft my own. So I leverage technology to make sure that everything I say is accurate and factual, but then I take that and then merge it together, because I think my favorite part of this position is really taking these weird, complex, I call them chess games of government, and just boiling them down to the everyday language of what it actually comes out to be.
Like Brandon can understand. Yeah. I understand what Bobby's saying, not all this other stuff.
Usually when I put in ChatGPT, I was like, say it for the people in the back.
Yeah, say it for Brandon.
And Becca, girlfriend, fiance, wife now. I don't know why I got to say all three of her titles.
Well, so new.
It's so new. It's like,
his wife, man.
All I got to say, she's my rock. She is behind me 100% of the way, and I would not be here without her, because she was literally door knocking with me for this hat and every other hat that I wear. But I would also say, if I'm not feeling it that day, if I'm not feeling my highest and best, I'm not going to be on there. If you've ever seen me get a little jabby, it's because I probably shouldn't be on there. But even when I'm jabby, I'm trying to be nice, because at the end of the day, that heard, felt, and understood, that acknowledged portion, that's what I'm getting at, because I've just had it time and time again where someone's cussing at me or just very aggressive online. I'm like, you know what? I can't explain everything that you want to know over a text or over a DM. Would you please come to City Hall? Give me 15 minutes. I'll give you everything I know, and that way we can just chop it out quicker.
Well,
and
how do you like know that they're not from like China?
I mean, I guess if they don't show up, I have homework I'm working on. But I'd say all that to say, when they come face to face, I think people just have a tendency now to get loud when they type, to try to get through the noise of, they know that I'm getting multiple comments and messages and tags. They know I'm getting hundreds of emails a day. But so I think people want to get over assertive, over passionate, let's call it, on their issue, because they want to be heard. Again, they're just trying to be heard, so they do so by forcing the issue very aggressively via words.
You know, we had Sheriff Atkinson on, and he was kind of plainly said, though, that sometimes your issue, it's only important to just you. And while that's important, but when you're in a broad local government, sometimes we can only address the things where it gets loud enough to where that's where you can only focus on what you can, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of truth to that. When I get it, your mailbox keeps getting hit or whatever it is, but Like, we got to focus on some other stuff.
For sure. And that's where every day it gets my libertarian views are challenged between how can the government help? Oh, wait, the government's not the answer.
Yeah. No, right.
Yeah.
That's right, man. That's right.
Yeah.
It's not the only
It's not
answer
the
every
answer.
time.
Well, isn't that, wouldn't Reagan say that? That it's
sounds
the
like something
worst
Reagan
thing
would
you could ever
say.
hear?
Yeah,
What did he
the
say?
dangerous words are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah, I'm here to help.
I say that sometimes online, waiting for someone to catch on.
Come on, man.
Like, the government's here to help. How can we help?
That's right.
And everyone's like,
Nobody
no,
wants
go
to.
away. I'm like, problem solved.
Problem solved. That is so good. That is so good. Oh man, you're honestly, I think you're doing pretty good with that. I'll tell my friends. So now I do want you to tell us, what were you talking about in that video, though, the Destin Bridge and all. Tell us what's
All
going
right,
on there.
so this isn't me saying, you know what, let's go find taxpayer money and just drop some money on a bridge.
Right.
The reality is, if you live here or if you're coming down here yearly, you've seen that the roads are widening. At a state level, all of 98 in a perfect world will be 6 lanes, 3 lanes on each side, and the bridges are no different.
Right.
The sour slash sad truth is that once Brooks Bridge is done, Destin's up next.
Yep.
Destin project, the bridge, the Marlar Bridge, is the Marlar Bridge and Okaloosa Island is going to be 6 lanes next. I'm going to throw in there as a little caveat that they failed the feasibility as in money, for 6-laning the harbor of Destin.
Okay.
They don't have the right-of-way, the land on the shoulders on the
Right.
side of the highway, so they'd have to buy every building to the north of 98 if they wanted to 6-lane it, which would
Is
cost
that like
more.
McGuire's?
McGuire's is
Wow.
either
Can't
way.
do that.
No, but their parking lot will be gone. Their front parking lot's going to be gone.
Really?
Because
Do they
of this
know this?
bridge landing. Oh yeah, they know this by now.
Is this a what the hell do I know exclusive?
I mean, I don't know what the hell we do about it.
I didn't know this.
I mean, what the hell do I know? I don't know where we do.
Yeah.
But the reality is, this is happening. The bridge is going to be funneled in to Stallman intersection from a 6-lane Okaloosa Island, Brooks, Okaloosa Island, and the Destin Bridge is up next. And then from there, it will go down to 4 lanes. So there's a lot of things that we're talking about underway, pedestrian underpass, a lot of different ways to make sure that traffic's moving, people are safe, and everyone's getting A and B where they want to go. To the bridge, it's on their list.
Okay.
I've been gracious and honored enough to be the chairman of the TPO, which is the Okaloosa Walton Transportation Planning Organization. All you got to know is that every local official body sends local representatives, delegates, if you
Gotcha.
will, to this medium regional board.
Okay.
And that's when we take state taxpayer dollars and create the priority list by the local elected officials. I get to chair that this year. And because of that, I'm making sure that this gets done the correct way. If we do nothing, like I said on the clip, we're going to get a default bridge for a couple million more. And I know, and I still believe $1 million is a lot. I got a couple thousand in my bank account right now.
Right.
So millions are lots of dollars, but the reality is you got to play with the sharks, and you got to realize that we're a multi-billion-dollar state. So it is a lot, but it isn't
It's a fraction of the cost of the bridge, right?
Correct. The bridge cost is the bridge cost. Right. I'm asking for some cherries and some things on top to make it that much more aesthetically pleasing, from less pilings. So when you're at Crab Island or you're coming in, you got the view corridor.
Wow.
I'm talking about an archway or some kind of engineered approach so that there's some kind of iconicness to it.
Yeah.
The last thing I want is gaudy. The last thing I want is to upset the local. So local flair, nautical forward. But at the end of the day, we can do so in all of this with just 10, 20% more. We could have something that is iconic. Again, back to the generational.
Yeah.
If we can plant this seed now, now's the time to do it. You're not going to hear about it until it's too late. That's government for you.
You're right. Oh, yeah.
Now that I'm just barely figuring this out, this is the time to do it. If we don't do it in the next year, we have missed the boat.
Yep.
We won't hear about this for 10 years.
Yep.
And then when they start building and everyone has an idea, guess what? It's way too late. So this is me trying to...
This is like building middle school with and then putting all the trailers at it when it's done, right?
Exactly, yeah. So this is me trying to take everything that I've learned about government and finally being proactive.
Come on.
Give the local voice a chance to be proactive.
That's smart.
And so this is that project.
That's cool. No, I love where you're going. And look, people keep coming down here. And what, my wife, we're talking about this years ago, because we don't call this an island. We don't call it an island. However, However,
You got to take a bridge to get
you
here.
take a bridge. You
Yeah.
can take a bridge from Okaloosa to
Yep.
get into Destin
Or Walton.
right?
Yeah.
And then if I'm going east, there's a bridge that I have to cross at some point
In Bay
to
County.
get to get into
Yeah.
Bay County.
Yep.
And then if I'm going north, I got a couple bridges that I can get across.
331.
Yeah.
But Mid Bay and 331.
331.
And that's it.
We're an
So
island.
it's not quite an island.
We're
Yeah.
a peninsula
I
that we
get it.
can't do it without a bridge.
But you can't get to us without a bridge. I had a friend of mine that was trying to come to the podcast, and he was staying in Panama City, and he was coming down, and he said, "Hey man, I'm going to be there," but he said, "Is there like traffic's looking pretty bad?" He said, "Is there an alternate way I can go?"
It's like a boat.
Yeah. You got a plane or a boat.
Helicopter.
No, but I'm glad you guys brought up that island idea because that's kind of what I try to bring even to that level. Because that level, you got very strong opinions and politicians that are coming to this board of 20 plus elected officials. We all have our own little pocket and locals that we're hearing from and trying to represent. But the end of the day, this is all one giant community. And I even think Panhandle's strong as far as one
call.
big community.
Yeah.
We live in Sandestin and work in Fort Walton Beach every day. When you say
You're
that
driving through
there's
Destin
another
all the
bridge
time.
coming, I know I've been working. We're 5 years into the Brooks Bridge, and I see it go up every day. It's wild. I can get to work in 40 minutes, but I'm an hour and a half home.
Yep.
You know, that's what it is.
Yep.
So it stinks.
Looking
but
forward to it
looking
happening.
forward to that for the next 20 years.
Yeah, no
with
kidding.
another bridge.
I would say, and on that, we're all one. If you take that island, if we take the sandbar of
Yeah.
30A Destin is a
Yeah,
sandbar.
that's right.
One of the biggest issues that we collectively share is the beach.
Yeah.
And if you'll give me a second to go down that rabbit hole.
Come on.
The beach, it's no surprise that it's been highly contested. It's been all over
Forever.
Instagram. It's been
my
on,
gosh.
I mean, the viral.
Yeah.
I hate to see the Southern Charm disintegrated to nothing over quite
agree.
literally lines in the sand.
Quite literally.
Literally lines in the sand. And I'm so thankful for Jay Trumbull and everyone else, Shane Abbott, all of our local senators and representatives that made that new bill pass.
Right.
Because what's going to happen in the next couple years is that instead of the customary use is interesting, and maybe Walton County can go back to that.
Yep.
But the reality is that sandbar that we're talking about that we're all one of, because of holdouts of beachfront owners, we haven't had a beach renourishment in decades.
Which we need.
Wow, we need it.
Because of that, by the state definition, we're critically eroded. So there's an amendment that was added to that bill that I think is the most important thing for
Okay.
generational
Help
thinking.
me understand it then. Yeah, for
which
sure.
is the simplest part is there's an amendment that was added, 11th hour, beautiful. And what happens is you need all the permission from the beachfront owners to get on their backyard.
That's right.
I'm going to just leave it at their backyard. And because that's what it legally is.
I don't know how that happened though. but
That's where
yeah.
it legally is. I'm only going to play with the rules that's in front of me.
Yeah.
And for
We don't
the
wanna get
longest time, they're slowly not liking me. And for the longest time, they said, nope, I don't give you permission. So they don't do the project.
Right.
So slowly and slowly, it turns into 100% private property,
Yeah.
beachfront.
Yeah.
That amendment said if it's critically eroded, deemed by the state, we don't need your permission. We're going to go do it anyways.
Nice.
Our peninsula, our sandbar,
Yes.
is critically eroded. The governor not only signed that bill, but he's putting dollars, and he's vocally said he's putting dollars for a beach renourishment for this area.
Well, we need it. We've got the tax dollars. Look, we have 18 million residents. It's probably now 23 million residents, but we get something like 20 or 25 million every year to the beaches of Florida.
Yeah.
So I mean, we should.
It's critical.
It's critical
Yeah.
for the beaches of Florida.
It's critical for
And
the
this
majority of workers.
Like 8 metropolises that come here for
Yeah.
vacation. I mean, it is critical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, barring mean high tide water line, ECL line, a whole bunch of government letters, look
Yeah.
them up. I will say once the beaches are renourished, anything seaward, south
Yeah.
of those lines will then become public beaches, which means the back part of the beach is private.
Okay.
And me being a libertarian, me being very, very staunch pro private property rights, we're not
I
coming
am
after
too.
a square inch of your sand.
Right.
But you're also not going to stop us from putting sand in front of your sand and making it public.
So how much? How much?
That's a great
when
compromise.
It all gets and how when it all gets renourished, and I really appreciate you explaining this
Yeah.
because I saw the bill and I thought,
What the
this
hell?
ain't gonna
Yeah.
do nothing.
Bobby
This
can
ain't gonna
take
do
it
nothing.
and put it into brand
You
new terms.
literally just to explain everything, how much beach is the public going to get back?
So
when it's all said and done.
Exactly. And I'm pushing for about 20 feet.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
I'm going to say 50 and let them back me up into reality.
Right.
You know, don't let them see that clip. I would say
It's going, baby.
the reality is there's a standard process of like how much typical beach renourishment is. I think we could ask for more because that we are critically eroded. That again, this whole thing is just a surveying thing. But at the end of the day, if we can get 20 plus feet of public beaches behind private, everyone gets their private beach back, even if some of your private beach is underwater because it's so eroded.
Right.
Yes, some of that sand that is public dollars will be for private beach.
Gotcha.
But I think that's a fair compromise on some parcels. They get a couple feet, and the public's going to get dozens of feet.
That's probably rare also.
Again,
Yeah,
very
it's
rare.
very
Like,
rare.
And
Yeah.
again, the schematics, if you want to die on that hill, you're not in the spirit of compromise.
Yeah, you gotta compromise.
To solve the solution. The
This is
solution
probably
is
the toughest thing I've heard
it's
of.
getting crazy.
Well, and we've got to solve it. We
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
solve it because it is going to hurt our sandbar. right?
Yeah,
I love
our
how you said,
sandbar.
It's going to hurt
It's
our
us.
sandbar.
Yeah.
And tourism.
And
all
people
in.
stop
So,
coming, it's going to hurt the
Yeah.
economy.
Yeah.
Seven, I guess, economics, 7 out of 10 employees are related or slightly related to tourism.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
And slightly
sure.
related means I'm a roofer, so I have that many more houses to repair. I'm a
That's
HVAC
right.
guy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And instead
That's
of
right.
it just being a local HVAC, now I have all these units,
Rentals
all these
or
hotels,
second homes or
exactly,
whatever,
cleaning
yeah.
ladies,
Yeah.
all these people. So yeah, 70% of our economy, not total GDP,
Right.
but employment is directly or indirectly, there's the term,
I
from
agree.
tourism.
I agree. I mean, look, I don't think you can argue with that. I mean, I agree.
That's
I mean,
it.
I'm 100%
70 to 80.
directed by tourism.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
And I still want the
100%.
locals to be first.
100%.
No, I get it. I totally get it.
Well, I mean, Mayor Bobby, we have had, I want to tell you, I've had the absolute, it's been our honor and pleasure to interview you today. I mean, it really has. I am so impressed with your knowledge and your love for our community. It doesn't surprise me because everybody that has told me I needed to get you on the pod said you would just be that great. Are you going to run again?
Yes, I'm running again. I was giving a lot of political answers.
Come on.
A couple months ago, like, I don't know, maybe.
Is it an exclusive?
No. I think this would be probably my first general statement to the public that I will absolutely be running. And if you'll have me, I would be honored to be your mayor again.
Yeah.
And that's just because I thought 4 years would be enough to get the train rolling. And I think the train is rolling, but 4 more years would make sure that we will be proud that whoever's holding that baton that I was talking about in 10, 15, 20 years is ribbon cutting these projects. I want to make sure that those projects are 100% for the locals. And that really comes down to 2 things. That's lobbying and getting the votes and having the allocation and funding there. It's great if we vote on it, but there's no funding, probably never going to happen. It's great that there's funding there, but if as locals we don't come together and really envision that project, the state's never going to truly grant us those dollars.
Right.
So it takes both of those. And so for different projects, I'm attacking different areas. But I think, 8 years. And again, I never planned on
you'll
being in
reassess.
politics, but
Yeah.
I
Let's
want to
see
make
it
sure.
through. Let's see it through,
exactly.
Bobby.
I think that's the better way
Let's
to say
see
it.
it
I want to
through.
make sure that what I put in the process and the council that's behind me on this, that we make sure that these things that I ran on 4 years ago will be sought through, and there's no way to derail them, because I've seen projects in the past.
They always,
The Crosstown Connector, if you know it, great. If you don't, don't worry about it. It started when I was in middle school. This past council meeting, we officially hired the contractor to get it done.
Oh, my goodness.
Good night.
Oh, my goodness.
Why does it take so long? Good lordy.
Hey, I'm with the government.
Yeah.
I'm here to help.
And take a long time.
Honestly, I love your approach to politics is so refreshing. So when you get close, and I know you've got some time, but when you get close, we're here for you. So if you need a voice and you want to come back on, just hit me up. We'll definitely give you a voice and a platform here on this show. We absolutely. I love your take on politics. I love that you want less government. But again, it has been our honor and our pleasure to ask you. So I have one last question for you. I've been asking everybody this year.
This was a little different.
This question. This one is a little different. This one is a little different because you're so close to it. But I'm going to ask it anyway.
All right.
All right. So knowing what you know now. If you could go back, and I'm gonna back it up a few years. If you could go back and tell your 21-year-old self anything, knowing what you know now, what would you tell?
So that was before the crash and all that too. So I'm going to preface it with that. I would say I've always had just a drive for entrepreneurship and a drive, and always had goals. Some of that comes from nature and nurture. Great parents always there supporting me, and I would say just, give yourself a little bit more room to have fun and trust the process. Like, do everything you're doing, but just you don't have to force success. You can, it takes time. It takes diligence. It's going to take some, burning the hours and making your dreams come to true. But I was so eager to make myself a success that I definitely forgot to have fun from time to time. So I would say just, you're going to get there. Give yourself a little bit more fun, freedom, and ability to just be in the moment, and not such forward thinking to the detriment of the moment.
That's great advice.
Really
By the
good,
way,
Bob.
you
Real good.
nailed it. That's great advice. I also want to give you something back, because you talk about how you have your girlfriend, fiance, and wife. And you
Yeah, I guess not just wife.
By the way, my current girlfriend, I talk to her all the time about it. Listen, don't lose that sense of fun, though.
Yeah.
Don't lose it. Don't stop dating her.
That girlfriend,
Don't stop
always be dating.
Yeah.
Don't stop dating her, because I'm like 25 years, almost 25 years of marriage, 30 years together. We met in high school, and it's so meaningful. But it only stays a fire if you keep, the fire going, right?
Keep throwing the logs on, right? Yeah.
Keep throwing the logs on. That's a good one, Juice. That's a good one.
That.
Thanks so much again.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks for
Bobby.
having me.
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
you guys.
Thanks so
great
much.
job.
Thanks so much. So this is the section I like to say, listen up, kids. That's a wrap. That's a wrap with Mayor Bobby Wagner. Proof that fresh leadership can still honor deep roots. From protecting the East Pass to preserving Destin's charm, he's all in on building a future that lasts. And hey, the mayor and folks here, we all invite you to come and enjoy our beautiful beaches and waters. Just, treat it like it's your own home, because it is ours. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, share, and like this episode. Or don't. What the hell do I know?
What the hell do I know? I'm just JB, middle-aged dad with ADD. Candid combos, jokes so lame, jabronis pulling a poker face. Just a couple of dudes with ADD. What the hell do I know? With JB.